Word. Button has been pressed. Painbot, what's good with you, man?
I'm good. I'm good. I just came back from Alabama yesterday.
Yeah,
I did really good at SamSho. It felt pretty good.
that's the first thing I was gonna ask you about. New challenger approaching, first year anniversary, and you said you want to go take Sam show and you body people, right?
Yeah, it was pretty like outside from Bates, it was like very one sided.
Did you
Well, I
lose?
mean, most of them they can't even answer, and it's nothing like against them. They just since they can't answer, they are of no threat to me as far as I'm concerned because they can't stop me from imposing my will upon them. If they could just answer, it wouldn't be so bad.
What kind of characters were you looking at?
Man, there was like 3 Charlotte players, including myself.
All right.
There was a Yashamaru, and there was a fucking disgusting earthquake. Which, as much I don't know how many of y'all hear me talk about this character, but I hate playing him. But luckily, no one that plays earthquake is good for some reason. So they don't really bring out his full potential. So I luck out a lot because I know for sure that the character destroys Charlotte. It's just no one's good enough to like actually force that upon me yet.
Uh,
But
why?
but the
Why do you say? My bad for cutting you off. Why do you say that? Like I know you told me this before, but just putting this on the record. Why do you say earthquake? Like take Charlotte free?
Oh, I mean, okay. So first of all, let me tell you, earthquake players, real quick. Y'all don't have to keep doing shit. Just so you know, you can actually play solid and just wait. The issue here is that like if he just waits and plays a solid foot like ground game, anytime Charlotte does any projectile, any attack at all, like bayonet lunge and tri slash, both can be seen on reaction and then jump and then punish by earthquake from full screen, really. And then if I do try slash from optimal full screen, then he can just disappear and hit me from above.
Hmm.
Oh, it's a gross matchup because it's so simple for him to fuck everything I do. And then it takes everything. I have to just play with like no move list other than medium slash. And then he can also like punish medium slash unblock with weapon flipping technique. And if I don't DP, like I mess it up, he gets me. So it's all fucked up. It's a really bad matchup. It's just that Earthquake players, I think just Earthquake attracts a certain kind of player. And I think just because his heavy slash is so gross, they don't take the time to actually learn how to play the game correctly. And
I,
so when they play versus someone who plays patient, they're just like, oh, this match isn't that bad. I'm like, well, first of all, you kill yourself 80% of the time. It's not my fault.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
the game is Samurai Showdown. I make this joke a lot, but this is kind of true. It's Samurai Showdown, not Samurai Stare Down.
Yeah, well, you say that, but it is Samurai Stare Down. Trust me.
Uh,
Like this game is about patience all the way.
Ain't nobody pay $60 or $50 for that, man. They
Well, they
should.
can. Well, they can pay $60 to eat my medium slash 100 times, I guess, if they want to do that.
Uh, That's what sounds like what happened, though.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. Most of the time, like there was the earthquake player I played. I was nervous about that, and I beat that guy. And well, after that, that was it. And everyone else, I just watched them, and most people just don't either have answers or they just not willing to play slow when necessary. The only guy that really gave me even a little bit of a weird trouble was I say weird trouble specifically because I haven't really played the matchup that much, was the Yashamaru player.
All
But
right.
after like the first game, I had it figured out, and that was it. It's just I don't think it was the play. I don't think it was Yashamaru's fault so much, but the guy really kind of fell into certain habits, and he got fucked for him.
Was all of this on stream by any chance? I saw that they streamed some of it, but like how
Yeah,
many?
well, well, let's see. Okay, so not their fault or anything, but they're someone tripped over the damn plug and unplugged the son of a bitch.
Not
And
like
then
this.
yeah, and then the next thing that happened was some kid just ran into the room where all the internet shit is and unplugged it and then left. Because they were having a kids' day at the bowling alley.
Okay.
Some kid just walked in, unplugged it, and then walked out. Like that was all he did. Like he literally just walked in to fuck shit up and then walk out. It was crazy. Oh, you should have seen this one. I know I'm going out of I'm not talking about what you're talking about here, but
No, this is fine. It's fine.
I had to share this because this one kid, they have a projector that had the stream on the projector.
Right.
This kid, I'm not gonna lie, he walked out around everything There's no kid, there's no parent in sight, by the way. This
Mm.
kid walks up, he looks at the projector, and then he puts his face in the front of the light, and then he walks slowly towards the light, staring as close as he could until he got close to the projector. And then we had to push him away because he's gonna fuck his eyes up. I was like, where the fuck is the parents? This kid just blinded himself for life, probably. It was nuts. I was dying. I was laughing my ass off, of course, because it's not my kid. But
Wow. Okay.
I can't believe that this kid walked up, blinded himself, and the parents are just like nowhere to be found. It was nuts, but it was a good experience. You know, like the tournament guys, like the actual staff, the main staff, really cared about the tournament. They had like other people that were trying to help, that were helping them.
Right.
Like a lot of them were not really into what they were supposed to be doing, and they kind of fucked them over. Like there were some people that had to volunteer. I feel like this on the spur of the moment. Like Nice One, you know who Nice One is?
Oh, of course I know Maurice,
Yeah,
the boss.
Nice One. He chipped in to get the Street Fighter running. I don't think if it wasn't for him, I don't think Street Fighter 5 would have ran at all. Because it was getting kind of fuckery. There's a lot of fuckery going on because the staff was fucking them over. But
I've heard stories.
But the main guys were good. The main, like the actual TOTOs, they were doing everything they could to get it running. It's just the people they chose to do the rest just kind of fucked it over. But yeah, SamSho was fun. I had a good time. I just had to beat Bates, and you know Bates lives with me, so I couldn't be more prepared.
let me get back to that, because since we kind of walked off to the rest of the tournament, that lets me go where I wanted to before we got back into SamSho, because SamSho is going to be the meat of this. But since we're in like other endeavors, you also entered Tekken, right?
Yeah, I played Tekken.
So first off, you told me you were done with that game, right?
Yeah, I don't want to play that game.
So what happened? Why were you in the bracket?
Oh, okay. So we rode with Shadow Ace, and Street Fighter 5. We couldn't meet. Okay, so me and Bates were just gonna play SamSho.
Okay.
But Ace was gonna ride with us, and so we're like, well, fuck him. Ace is gonna come, then we might as well kill time somehow. So Bates entered Tekken and Street Fighter, and I just entered Street Fighter because I'm a stark, hater. Street Fighter 5. And by the way, guys, anyone who listens to this, I am a Street Fighter player. I am a Street Fighter player, but I don't play Street Fighter 5.
Oh, that's fair. Okay.
It's fucked up because I only played growing up. I put so much time into Street Fighter. Like that was my main game, and I killed Street Fighter 4. I love Street Fighter 4. I like Street Fighter 2. That's literally my meat. But I quit. I had to quit because Street Fighter 5 just pissed me off so much. But anyway, Tekken was like in a time slot to where I thought I could just play and then lose and just kill time until Ace like fucking was done, right?
So you thought?
Yeah, I thought I was gonna be done and just lose and just be done with it because I don't really play Tekken that much anymore. After like that one time where what was the last time I really played seriously? I guess the one time where it was Axis Replay, I think, and like I just somehow lucked out a win against Pokechop.
Yeah,
that was the last time I played, and like for real. And I wasn't expected to get as far as I could, but luckily everyone in that room just could not fucking fight Heihachi, and it just ransacked everyone with like just regular Heihachi stuff, and then luckily. They are so lucky they fucking beat me. I would have fucking been so upset with their whole community if I won the thing. Because it's like the last guy, I think his name is like Breadsticks. He figured out I can't tech throws. He was the first guy to figure out I can't tech throws. And as soon as he plays King, right? So of course, definitely fucked.
Yeah.
So, as soon as he figured out I could tech throws, that was a wrap. Like I was done. If he didn't figure that out, I probably would have beat the shit out of him. But he figured it out, and he just like threw me into oblivion. I look like an idiot. Like that's why I really wanted to be 2, and I wanted to go like maybe like 1 and 2 or some shit, so I could stop me on stream. But guess what? I had to go on stream, and then now everyone knows I look stupid. I really just wanted to look stupid. I look so stupid. He just threw me into oblivion. The one thing I made sure didn't happen is I didn't get hit by Rolling Death Cradle. That's the one that I didn't want to get happen. So I just mashed the only thing I knew. I just mashed 2 every time to make sure I didn't become a meme. So I made sure I mashed 2. But other than that, I didn't know. I don't know how to tech King's Throws very well still because I don't really play often enough.
Fair enough.
Like, to like really react to these throws and Tekken. But that's the story of Tekken. I wasn't supposed to get that far at all. I was supposed to lose and just be done. But I ended up like holding everyone up because we were supposed to leave when Ace was done 5, but I ended up staying way longer than I was supposed to.
Hey, you're better than you think you are, man.
I don't know. I hate that game. Fucking frustrates me. So I'm gonna tell you a little story because I don't want this to be lost in time.
Okay.
The first game I lost to this one dude who played Dragunov, and he was pretty good. But I was like just trying to remember how to play. So I couldn't remember how to like really defend myself. And then the second game, I was getting bodied by this Ana player. And then I just suddenly looked, I just fucking just yelled at the top of my lungs. I was like, fuck this fucking game. This game is fucking stupid. I fucking hate all these goddamn lows. I hate all these fucking throws. This game is retarded. I have to deal with all this bullshit. I was like, I don't gotta deal with none of this stupid shit in SamSho. This is bullshit. I was yelling at the top of my lungs, and then everyone was just looking at me. And then the guy next to me just fucking dies laughing. And I was like, fuck this fucking game. I was like, I already won SamSho. I was like, fuck this game. I'm gonna just play this game out, and that's it. And then after I yelled that, I fucking like won every game. I didn't lose a single game after I yelled in the room. So I don't know. Like, my base came up. He's like, you cheated. He's like, you just shook the guy that was sitting next to you like by yelling like a crazy person. And like, I feel like I just got all my frustrations out right then and there, and it let me play better. But I just couldn't believe that after I just yelled like all that nonsense, like well, who would say some shit like that and then win? Because I sound like a total scrub because I'm just literally just bitching about regular Tekken shit. But luckily, for some reason, that's all I needed was to get all of it out like then and there and just win.
Man, just find your balance and play your game, man.
That was so dumb. I was disgusted with myself. I was like, I just yelled at the top of my lungs. And I'm like a fucking spectacle, and this guy next to me is like thinking I'm gonna shoot the place up or something. I looked pissed. Like I would look upset.
Oh my gosh.
That's Tekken. There's nothing else to talk about there because the rest of it is just me doing Heihachi stuff. And I'll say at least I landed a lot of electric, so I looked cool as fuck. But outside of that, there's nothing else really to talk about. I got bodied by throws, and I looked cool for a little bit.
Okay. Well, since that's like the low light of everything, let's go back to SamSho. So you said the only person that put like any real contest to you was Bates, right?
Yeah, that's it. Everybody else can't even anti-air. So this is like, how you gonna stop me? And they can't anti-air me, and they can't beat me on the ground. So if you can't, first of all, if you can't anti-air me, like I'm not gonna respect you at all. I'm gonna just keep jumping. And then second of all, if you can't beat me on the ground, then at what point are you ever going to stop me? Because if you can't stop me from jumping and then you can't stop me on the ground, then there's no match to be had. I'm just gonna play at my own pace. Like you can rewatch the matches. There are rounds I lose, but it's just because of Isen. And I'll be honest with you, sometimes I just take the Isen just to get next round because I know for a fact I'll win. I don't feel like playing it out. Like fuck it.
That makes sense, yeah.
Because it like all the brain power I'm trying to use to beat someone who has Isen. I just rather move to the next round, and then they don't have burst, and I for sure will win the next round. So I'm just like, fuck it. If I win this round, fine. If not, I'm not going to sweat it. Just keep moving.
So Bates, though, you don't have those kind of interactions with him for the most part because like he can give you a straight up game.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you watch him versus me, I play super slow, and I don't just jump on Bates all the time. Like I'll jump on him a lot, but not all the time because if he's ready, he will answer me. And if he answers me, it's actually a good chunk of life. It's just
go ahead. Sorry, go ahead. Finish. Okay, so I was gonna ask, is he playing Jubei? I haven't looked at the VOD yet. Is he playing Jubei?
No, he played Gendro. He's not gonna get off of Gendro.
Okay.
They nerfed the shit out of him. I don't think his character. I think his character's like mid tier now. I mean, they got rid of They got rid of his overhead.
Yeah.
They got rid of his light DP. It was super spammable. It's not really spammable anymore. The deflect mechanic is no longer spammable either.
Yeah, that was a big thing I wanted to ask between like you and Bates specifically because after Southern Fried Gaming Expo, Coach and I talked to him, and like one of the highlights that he said is that we talked to him about how he deflects like all the damn time there. Because
he can't do it no more. It's funny because like so I remember when the game first came out, he really just got me like crazy with that shit. And then I told him, I was like, you know what? You can do it, but I'm not gonna get in the habit of it because I know for sure they're gonna nerf this shit. And because I don't want to get in the habit of like my neutral being based around like the deflect in a situation that may not be permanent. So they nerfed it, and now he has to figure out how to beat me or Charlotte both without that, which is actually really hard because a lot of his damage before was coming from baiting me and then doing that shit. But that's gone. Like it's so easy to hit his ass now. Like if he does it, I'm gonna get him. There's no way. Before it was like hard because the recovery was so low, and the pokes in this game are like kind of slow. It's not bad that they're slow. They just have a lot of weight to them. Right. So if you whiff the deflect and you do another one, it's odds are you're gonna hit. So like, there's no way to heavy someone for deflecting unless you're Gendro. Gendro can still fuck it. Okay, so like technically a buff to Gendro is that so now the deflect is nerfed. Gendro has the most consistent high damage punish on a whiff deflect because now Gendro can just do 2C, and his 2C is like the fastest heavy in the game that travels the furthest. So he can hurt you for whiffing deflect more than anyone else in the game, period. So technically that's a buff to him that because only he can really, dabble in that. Like my character, Charlotte, her heavies are trash. They're really bad. Like I never use heavy. I almost never use heavy. Heavy is like exclusively for anti-air, and I never use 2C because that's just trash. And
so you got a 3-button character.
Yeah, I just use medium. I literally my whole game is based around light jab. If you ever watch me play, just light slash medium slash DP, light slash medium slash DP. It's really the whole game. And but Gendro, man, that 2C is gross. Like it's still gross, and it's even better now technically because of the nerf to the deflect. Because Bates is not dumb. I mean, if you whiff that shit, he will cut you. He will cut you even if you ain't whiffing anything. So just walk into it. It makes you feel stupid as fuck. I hate it. Like just watch him play. If you go back and watch the VODs, just count how many times Bates just does raw 2C and it hit. He is a god at hitting 2C. I've never seen anyone hit a button so much, especially a button like that. Like it's almost like, you know what? I could compare it to someone getting hit to just like dash up command throw. Like
really,
it's not real. It's not real, but he just knows the timing so well that you just gonna get hit, and it hurts your feelings. Trust me, it makes you feel stupid as because you just lose so much life. It's just such a big chunk just disappears.
It's just funny to think that the old sweep, Balrog sweep, transcends itself to another game.
That's what it's the same. It's the same thing. He's really good at landing that sweep. This move is slower than sweep, so it's just like it's grosser. It's not even a fucking low. It's just he's just really good at catching. It's almost like landing Balrog stand heavy, I guess.
Fair enough.
Even then, stand heavy is still way faster than 2C. 2C is I think it's like 17 frames, and stand heavy for Rock is like 7 frames. I'm talking about Street Fighter 4, obviously.
Yeah.
Street Fighter 5 buttons are fucking trash and they slow as shit. But whatever, man. It's a boring game. But fucking 2C is gross, and like he's just mastered it. He really took his skills from 4 and really pushed it into this game.
Well, my bad.
This really shows. Like I think he's just really strong because he's so fundamentally strong that he ain't nobody really gonna fuck with him. Even though his character's nerfed and his character really ain't that great no more, and his matchups like aren't really favorable now, he can still make it work. I mean, he was playing Rog in 4. It's not like 4 Rog exactly had the most amount of positive matchups anyway, and he still won a lot of games. So I'm pretty sure he's gonna be really gross eventually. He's already really good. I just think he's fucked because he lives with me, and I play the character that beats this character.
well, let me go on to another point, another mechanic that came up in the patch. Dodges. How you feel about those now?
Oh, so dodge is really good now. I mean, actually, in the VOD, if you go back and watch one of my matches, the Yashamaru tried to run up and throw me,
right?
And I dodged, and I fucking super special moved his ass. And now that dodge is as good as it is, it's okay. So before you like a lot of characters could just either do run up throw, run up DP, or run up swing. But dodge will beat like all 3 of those at the same time now, and allow you to it'll beat most running options on top of throw and a run of DP. So now dodge is like a good defensive mechanic to beat people just trying to rock paper scissors you off a run. And it's good. It's good now. It's not good to like dodge in neutral. Like you're never gonna dodge in neutral. Like if you're poking each other, like regular neutral, you'll never do it. But if someone commits to the run mix up, because everyone hates run throw in this game because it's so devastating.
Yeah.
But now dodge will just beat all three of the options people try off a run throw. And for the most part, unless you have like a gross running attack or some shit. But for the most part, it'll be all three. So now it's a really useful mechanic to like check the run throw. And I like it a lot. I mean, I only used it a couple times yesterday, but every time I landed, it was like a big deal. Like it was a big chunk of life. And it was fun. I love it. I love the dodge. I love deflect. They're both in tandem. They're very good neutral mechanics that really make you use your brain because it's almost like I hate to allude this to like Street Fighter 5 all the time, but like so like Street Fighter 5, sometimes you just gotta hold shit, right? All the time.
Okay.
Like, there's some shit like let's just say Birdie does stand right house, right? And like Birdie just whiffs it fucking right in my fucking face. And I know if I try to respond, he's just gonna whiff medium punch behind it, just not the whiff punch to be like he's got a huge brain or anything. He just knows that if I don't punish stand roundhouse, that medium's gonna catch me. And so, like, instead of me having to be in that precarious situation, what if I knew he's gonna do that shit and I just fucking knocked his stupid hand back and I just took half his life because I knew he was gonna do it? That's what SamSho is so fun because it's like I know you're gonna do it, and the game gives me the tools to really like me knowing you as a player. I can really make you pay without having to commit too crazy. Like it shouldn't be so lopsided, especially if you could really outthink your opponent, right? So SamSho really helps you in just completely like blindsiding your opponent because you have all the tools to blindside someone if you really know like their habits.
So, along with that, though, since you have deflect if you know what's going to happen, you have a dodged if you know they're committing to the run mix-up. How does walk speeds help that? Because that was the other big thing that changed.
Oh man, so like people want to say Charlotte's really good right now, but I feel like I don't know. People don't know what the fuck to talk about with this game. I feel like there's a lot of people that are really new to this game and they just putting a lot of info out that's not real.
That's
so
usual.
Yeah, it's the usual. But the problem is SamSho doesn't have legacy players that much, right? The legacy players are very small and can like let's just say okay. So like let's talk positively about Street Fighter. So Street Fighter is like when 4 came out. There was plenty of Street Fighter players that had been around and they could kind of like guide conversation correctly.
Right.
And so there wasn't too much like there's always going to be tons of bad information, but you always knew who to go to. There was a good pool of players you could really go to. And then 5 came out. There was like at the end of 4, we had such a huge amount of good top players. You knew who you could listen to, who was full of shit. Like you wouldn't be steered wrong really by the community unless you just listen to some random Joe Blow that just talking nonsense. But Samurai Shodown, the pool of players who are legacy are really small. There's very few players per community you could really just like listen to. And then on top of that, like a lot of the SNK guys that just play King of Fighters, they're kind of like also in SamSho, but they also are technically new. So even though they're SNK players, it doesn't mean they know really SamSho like that. I don't even know SamSho like that. The only reason I'm even like able to talk about it like this is because I have so much experience in Street Fighter 4 and in games in general. You know, I mean, you probably been seeing me play. I played everything at this point.
Yeah.
So just all this knowledge I have, I can kind of just like, even though I'm not like the best player in the world, I know so much about fighting games as a whole that I can really make good analysis on what is real and what's not real. So the issue is that this like I know this is like you talking about walk speed, but like I went on a tangent because people right now are saying Charlotte is like one of the fucking best characters in the game, but the walk speed change on top, the walk speed change actually nerfed her a little bit. When I say a little bit, maybe actually a decent amount.
Why is that?
So Charlotte was cheesy in the first version of the game because she could 5K and cross up all day. Like you really didn't need to know how to play footsies to get like at least some value out of her, because 5K in the cross up was so cheesy and unstoppable. It took so much to stop it that you could really just cheese anyone who wasn't really gross. But now that walk speed is really good, you can just kind of block the 5K, and then when she goes for cross up, you can just walk backwards or forwards. If you walk backwards, the walk speed is so fast now for the most characters that it will not cross up at all anymore. And then, or if they hold forwards, they will actually walk out of the cross up range. So the landing a cross up with Charlotte is mostly on Oki now.
I have a quick question. This crossed my mind. I haven't even tested this yet. Does SamSho have proxy block?
It does have proximity, but it doesn't have the auto block.
It doesn't have absolute guard or absolute guard.
Yeah, absolute guard. Yeah, you. That's why they nerfed what's his name, Yoshitora, because that no cross up jump heavy was pretty gross.
Yeah,
yeah. Without that, what's it called? The
absolute
guard.
Absolute, yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, there is proximity block, but it's not like Street Fighter proximity block where it's like half screen. Like there's some moments in Street Fighter where you can just whip jab, and it's like half screen away, and they have to stand still. Yeah, they don't. It's not as gross as that. And on top of that, the buttons aren't as spammable, I guess. So like you don't want to be whiffing and people just doing deflect and killing you for it. So proximity block ain't that big of a deal. But yeah, so like the walk speed, like aside from Charlotte specifically, the walk speed really makes defense more effective now because you can position yourself in more advantageous situations quicker than having to sit there and slowly walk back to where you want to get. Because like season 1, I'll give it to them. I call it season 1, but it's only been like 2 months. But I'll call it patch 1. Patch 1. They really, a lot of players just ran and hopped around like crazy, and it's because the movement was so restrictive on walking that I feel like playing like that was like the go-to because they didn't want to walk it down.
Yeah,
but you still need to walk. But like, but it was really restrictive. So I understand. I'll give it to them. Like I understand. You didn't want to inch your way in, but now the walking is really good. There's really no excuse to play her like a crazy person. Like you can walk people down, and most people that are held back right now in Samurai Shodown, it's because they don't know how to walk someone down and space themselves. But the walk speed buff really makes it so that if you have a game plan for where you want to stand, it's a lot easier to execute. Because this walk speed was so slow before that I could just jump heavy everyone to death with Charlotte if I felt like it. But now I really can't. I can't. Like if I play versus people and they just hold backwards, not to stop me,
but just to get away from you.
Intentionally, just to get away.
Right.
It won't cross up. And if they hold forward, expected to cross up, sometimes the shit don't even hit. and it's not like I'm positioning myself wrong. It's just the walk speed is really good. So it essentially nerfed that aspect of Charlotte's game. But it's good for the game as a whole. I mean, you don't want to play a game where like you feel restricted by the mechanics.
Well, before you walk too far away from that, it's a pun slightly intended. So that kind of put a damper on Charlotte. But how do you feel about her overall?
She's still good. She's really good. She's not like, I don't think she's like the grossest, but I think Ukyo is absolutely stupid right now.
Oh, really?
He's absolutely dumb. He's ridiculously like, he's like, they nerfed all the characters that were top tier or like just a little bit, right? At least a little bit. Ukyo sitting there clean, no nerfs. He was already gross. Now he's extra gross. And
did he get anything?
He didn't. He got a buff. He got a buff from stand medium into his. I think they buffed his standing medium slash into his little disappearing slash. I can't remember what the hell the name of it is. They buffed it so it's more consistent off a throw, if I remember correctly. But the issue here is with Ukyo is that he really has no weakness because he's very easy to apply devastating offense. And on defense, he's also really good. So he just don't got a weakness other than his weapon flipping technique not being comboable. But I don't really give a shit about that because he gonna kill you anyway. Like even without that shit. Like and honestly, if you really wanted to flex someone so bad, just deflect the heavy. That character's gross. I think him. I think Jubei is really good too. I think Tantan's still pretty good. And I think Shiki is definitely like top 5 now. I think Shiki is definitely top 5. They bought she's to me she's took Genjo's place.
Really?
Like gross mix-ups. Yeah, like she ain't quite as gross as like pre-nerf Genjo, but she's still really good. And honestly, I think once people can play the game correctly, she'll be even better.
What does she have now? What does she have now?
So before, half her move list was worthless,
right?
And I really questioned why they did that, because when I think I know people joke around about it, but I'm pretty sure this game was released unfinished and testing.
I could see that.
And when I tried to play Shiki when the game first came out just to see what she could do, and I was like, damn, 2 of these moves just don't fucking work, because the 2 moves. Okay, so one move is a command throw that only works on standing. You know, like Akuma's like demon flip into the throw,
or Karen's,
like
yes.
That. Yeah, it's like that shit. So she got one of those, and then she had an overhead. So she had an overhead spinning attack that crosses up or doesn't cross up, depending on what strength you do.
Right.
Now, here's the funny part. The overhead throw only works on standing, and then the cross-up thing, it didn't hit overhead. So it was like, why would you just not crouch? Because the crouch should beat both options, and those are both her offensive options. And so there was no mix-up. I was like, where's the mix-up in this? Yeah. And I was like, I feel like they released this move and forgot to make an overhead. And sure enough, they made an overhead. And I'm like, damn, they really did forget just to make the shit overhead the first patch.
Hey, man, everybody's not perfect.
Yeah, well, come on now. Like, come on. That's a little silly. But like, I knew, like, when I saw her, also on top of that, like, before you could, I also knew this was a mistake. But when you could burst and people DP'd and it was a punish, it's funny because I was like, you know what? I'm like, they just forgot to make the burst hit in the air. I promise you that's what happened. Because I know they didn't do this intentionally. And sure enough, the burst hits in the air now. So now her bread and butter isn't like punishable on hit, which that's good. And then she also has a real mix-up now. And she already had a good buttons. It's just, you know, people didn't want to use them, but she already had good buttons. And she also has possibly the best super special move of the game, because she has a tracking super special move that goes anywhere. Yeah. So now she has the best punish game. She has the hardest whiff punish game. And then she also has a really gross mix-up. So it's like, she's a really good character with no real... Her weakness is that she has like short reach, but she has a gross whiff punish, right? So she can play footsies with long reach characters if they're good. If you're a good player anyway. If you can't whiff punish, then I mean you're out of luck. But if you can, the character's really just gross. She's definitely top 5, like easy peasy. Like no questions asked. Like it's her. Like if you had asked me 3 characters that were just like gross and they were gonna be like late in the meta, they're just gonna be really, really strong, I would just say Jubei, Ukyo, and Shiki by far are like, I can concretely say they are gonna be really, really good.
Huh. Okay.
Jubei got nerfed technically, but he also got buffed. Because, you know, they buffed the Rage Burst, and now it hit, like I said, it hits in the air. Right. So now he can DP he can do DP off a medium now. So his whiff punish game is also gross. And that button is godlike. So now it's like, he's got really gross whiff punish on top of a godlike poke.
Right.
So that on top of that just working is really good. And he's got such good neutral.
That's his far medium, right? Because he's one of the few characters that can cancel his far medium slash.
Yeah, that's such a big deal. Like Shiki can do it too. That's why she's so good. But like I
actually didn't know that about her.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying she's gross. She can just whiff punish with medium into her Rekka, and it's so good. But since Jubei's is also really good, like his is even better than that, just because of the distance. But the fact that you can't rage burst his DP anymore is pretty big, because that means his damage output is like doubled from what it was before. And he can't combo the weapon flipping technique no more, but it's completely safe and you can answer with it. So if you're just good, you'll hit it. Like get good. I know it sucks that you can't combo off of it, but it's not like the opportunity isn't there to land it. You just gotta make the opportunity. I can understand not being able to combo weapon flipping technique being a detriment, but Ukyo exactly ain't starving. And he can't combo his.
Doesn't that leave him with like a high risk anti-air? Because what does he use anti-air? It's not just his counter, is it?
He can counter and then he can jump medium. And by the way, jump medium is good. His jump
Yeah.
medium is really, really good as an anti-air. It's pretty gross. It ain't that high risk anti-air. I mean, shit, man. Just react. Because like if you fuck it up and you do it late and they land and you just did it too slow, then it's completely safe. And then also, if they swing and they trade with you, sometimes they might just get hit by it anyway.
I was forgetting the jump medium. I was thinking like purely on the counter.
Oh no, the counter is risky, but I mean, jump medium is not risky and it's good. Like if you ain't using that, you fucking up. That's a good ass move. It's attached. It's like it's the sword. You know how most of the people's swords in SamSho are like have hurt boxes on the end of them. His is not. Like when he does jump medium, it doesn't have a hurt box on the end of the sword, or even on the sword at all. It doesn't have a fucking hurt box on it.
Disjointed.
So, yeah, it's disjointed completely. So he can just beat shit outright. It's really fast. He also has a gross overhead too, with the same kind of property.
Yeah,
it's really good. That character is going to be like one of the best. I just think it takes a really solid approach and a really smart player to take advantage of it. So that's what I think about Jubei. I just think I think for players who want to play solid, I think he honestly, it's him and Charlotte. I think they're pretty close, but I think he just kind of closes it up because like Charlotte's like punishment game is extra whack. Is extra whack. Like unless you have weapon flipping technique, it's extra whack. She don't get shit off of anything, and it's all just it's just not good. It's just the damage is so weak, and then like heavy is so trash as a whiff punish too, and it's also bad as a block punish because if you get close heavy, it might just be her close heavy so slow that you may actually not even get the punish sometimes. Right. But Jubei ain't got that problem. I mean, he's gonna do medium punch DP, and that shit gonna do chunks. It's gonna send you full screen again, and you have to work your way back in. I think Jubei better than Charlotte completely. And people think if they think Charlotte's better than Jubei, I just think it's because they have a hard time dealing with. I think they can't fucking answer. I think that's why they fucking think that.
Do you think it's to the point of where you'd ever consider switching from Charlotte?
I thought about it. I really thought about it. I was like, do I just want to play Jubei? Because at least Jubei, it would make me even more dangerous because then I can just whiff punish and just kill people with punish. Because I already whiff punish with Charlotte, right?
Right.
Like all the time. But the problem with whiff punch with Charlotte is that you just take a chunk of their life with medium slash. But Jubei's is medium slash DP. I mean, that does way more. It's like I'm landing a heavy every time. And I was like, damn, if I was just Jubei, I would just fucking be chunking them every time they fuck up. But I thought about it and I was like, you know, I really just like bayonet lunge and tri slash. So I'd rather just use those two tools. Even though like tri slash loses in a fireball war to any character with a fireball for the most part,
right.
And bayonet lunge is like punishable on block by like a lot of the casts if I do it bad. They're still really strong tools in tandem because you force this guessing game with the tri slash and bayonet lunge. When they block a meaty tri slash, they have to guess if they want to jump the next tri slash, they have to hold up. But if you do bayonet lunge, then they don't get caught. So I like that little mind game. So I decided to stick with Charlotte just for that. And maybe just the fact that I have a DP. That's honestly the other thing is that her DP is pretty decent to like get people off of you.
All right.
And her medium DP is trash. You know what's messed up? Let's talk about this real quick.
Okay.
So I know like her medium DP is an anti-air now, but like I think it only works on people who swing early. So like if you swing late with anything, if you jump and they do medium DP, if you do late, it'll trade. And then if you play because the invincibility, like the move starts low to the ground. Okay, so when you look at Genjiro, like how Mario and like all the other DPs in the game,
right?
When they DP, their attack starts like upright
because
like up and above them
because they're standing when they DP.
Yeah, when they're standing when they DP. But Charlotte, she crouches all the way down, and the first part of the hitbox is on the ground. So if you do a medium DP with Charlotte, the invincibility is during that portion. So it's only for that portion, and then a little bit when she comes up. So if you do a late attack coming down on Charlotte and they want to use medium DP, then odds are either it'll trade because First, if they do it early, it'll trade, guarantee.
Right.
And then second of all, if they do it late to try to time it with you so the invincibility works because you're swinging so late, either they do it absolutely perfectly, which it will work. If you're perfect, it'll work. Like if you hit that little sweet spot, it'll work. But if you don't, the opponent will land and block and then kill you for free. So it's like, so I don't even go for it. Like I spent a whole week trying to make it work. I couldn't do it, like to make it work consistently because base just swings last second because it's a mix up between him when he's going to do it.
Yeah.
And every time he would swing last second, I lose all my life. So I went back to doing light DP because even though light DP isn't invincible, if I'm fast enough, I can hit them before they get off the top of their jump arc.
Here's a question though. Since you get a trade from taking the mid DP though, you can't take anything from the trade. Like how? Oh, okay.
No, you just get fucked. You get fucked, and then it's usually not in your favor because jump heavies do so much. So like you just lose out on the trade. It's not like Sagat in Street Fighter 4. Like I used to love trading DP. Like in Sagat, I would intentionally trade DP all the time just to get this toward roundhouse.
All right.
But now it's not feasible to get anything off of it. So it's why would I want that? So if I swap up the Jubei, it might actually be just to have a jump medium to like beat everything. Because his jump back medium will beat everything, but then I lose the option to be crazy on wake up. I guess I don't know. It'd be a trade off. I think his jump medium is a much safer option than doing medium DP with Charlotte.
But it's something you're really considering, though.
I thought about it. I also thought about playing Kiyoshiro, but like,
yeah,
he's pretty good now, and like, I don't think he's better than Charlotte or Jubei, but he's definitely like, he's not bad. He's definitely a functioning character. And if I played him, it'd just be for like, it'd be because if I played Kiyoshiro, it'd be just because his move kit is more fun than both Jubei and Charlotte put together. His kit is just way more fun.
I can see that, yeah.
So if you wanted a zoning character that plays like keep away and like also plays the footsie game really good, he's just a really fun character. But his weakness is that he has moves for specific circumstances, and so you have to be really knowledgeable and know where to place every one of these moves correctly, or else you just get punished. So it just takes a lot of knowledge and a lot of it takes a lot of time and knowledge to make him work very effectively. And I just don't know if I have the time to unlearn Charlotte and then relearn him and then not look like a fraud. It's like fucking 2 months, the events and shit.
Well,
but yeah, he's gross.
That kind of takes me to the last point. Yeah, we've been here a little longer than I thought we would, but hey, we got that.
I could talk about SamSho all day.
I've noticed. You said you don't want to try to relearn him in 2 months, or because it wouldn't be worthwhile for 2 months, because that kind of implies you trying to go somewhere in 2 months, right?
Well, I thought about like competing other places because I've been doing really good, and really outside of like my Gwinnett Brawl showing where I got really upset because I got DQ'd and I fucking self-destructed like an idiot. Yeah, I got really upset and I lost to the fucking Earthquake player, which that shit ain't happening again. I'm gonna make sure that shit don't happen again. But aside from that, like my performance is pretty good, and I think right now I'm the best in Georgia by like not a large margin, but like since Bates is like the only person that can really like give me a fight and he lives with me. It's like I don't really know anyone else in Georgia that can really compete. Like, maybe Molly, but Molly character got nerfed, and like Molly's like play style got nerfed a lot because Molly, you remember, he's a crazy dude, and like he can't be throwing DPs like that no more. So I don't know how he's gonna adjust because his whole strategy was to be crazy, and now that crazy shit got shut down. And like there's Jazz Rap, but Jazz Rap like I don't think he puts the time in really, and since he doesn't put the time in, he can't play neutral. He just jumps, and so like anyone who just can anti-air him is automatically better than him. And I know he can be better than that. I don't know if he puts the time in, because he's also playing Dragon Ball like as much as he can.
Right.
So at that point, it's just Corey, and Corey, I want him to be better than me and Bates, but Corey, he doesn't have he's like limited by his circumstances where he can't get good sets in to improve. So I want to like play with him more so he can improve more, but I have to make time for it because we need to do like offline casuals. So aside from those guys, I don't know anyone else in Georgia that's like up and coming. But I mean, it's only been like 2 months, right? Like 2 months. So we'll see.
Somewhere around there.
People get better. The only reason me and Bates even have a head start is because we've been playing so many fighting games for so long. So we're just ahead by default. But if like 6 months from now, 7 months from now, people really get good, then it might be more of a fight between everyone. I think everyone can get good at this game. It's just a matter of learning the psychology between all the mechanics. Like this whole game is based on psychology. Like, even characters that don't like in this game, really, it's funny because characters with no range, people complain. People say characters with no range are really bad in this game, and it's because they have to make guesses. But really, I mean, the tools in this game allow one guess to chunk someone's life. So if you can deflect and you just know the psychology of the game, you can play short range characters like Rimuru and like Nakaruru and really not feel the impact of having no range. So it's like the mechanics are there to allow people with good like understanding of player habits to be good. That's why I wish more Tekken players would play, because Tekken is the same way. Where if like even though you don't like me, I like to think I'm not stupid, but when I play Tekken, I feel like a damn idiot. I'm like these guys are like huge brains, and then I'll play them in like any 2D fighting game. They also play 2D fighting games, right? And then I'm like, damn, these guys can't anti-air what the shit. And then I'm like, damn. And I can just checkmate them with like really simple stuff. But like, it's because in Tekken, you have all these ways to like circumvent certain ways to fight, and you can really just put the player matchup in perspective, like in front and center.
Right.
But like, there's a lot of 2D fighting games where the player matchup is almost non-existent because you can just run your shit. Like the player matchup exists in neutral, but as soon as you get your shit, you just run it, and then you can really take that as far as you can. But Tekken, you can make comebacks out of nothing. You can do all kinds of shit. That's why like SamSho kind of feels like the 2D Tekken to me. And I feel like Tekken players would be really good at it if they gave it the time of day. But Tekken is so addicting that I doubt they'll play Samurai Shodown.
So addicting that you walked away from it, huh?
Well, I'm an angry guy, I can't be playing that game. That game makes me I already play Heihachi. You know how upsetting it is to play Heihachi and then like work your ass off just to do the bare minimum, and then some fucking dude just hop kicks you. That should be pissing me out. I'm like, damn, I'm working hard, and then this guy's like, hop kick, haha. I'm like, oh well, guess I'm quitting again.
You chose that life, man.
Yeah, trust me, man. Like, like if you play Mishima and you ain't like good, then the process to get good is incredibly rage inducing. Because while you're struggling to do the bare minimum, like unless you're playing Jin or Devil Jin or some shit, those characters get like a pass because they're way easier than Heihachi or Kazuya, just because they have the bust out moves. They can they don't have to play defense. They can just do crazy. I mean, they can play defense, but like they can always do can or hop kick. I mean, and Heihachi and Kazuya, they gotta hold that shit. So like your defense has to be impeccable. We ain't got no shit to lean on. We have to defend. But Devil Jin and Jin have so much safe options and fucking ways to get out of pressure that they don't feel that as much as the other Mishimas. So like if you play Kazuya and Heihachi, just it's just ain't really quite it's really hard to motivate yourself to keep playing when Lucky Chloe is just fucking spinning in your face and getting half-life for like nothing.
She's getting it for 1 and 2.
Yeah, for like 2 buttons, and then Xiaoyu's just spinning in your fucking face, and she's avoiding 80% of your movement list with a move that crushes and also attacks at the same time. It's just really, and then you're trying to like do like some insane shit like cross dash electric just to punish the stupid character, and then her punish is like, haha, won't say any, what, hop kick, I got it, and then you're just like, what am I playing this fucking game for? What am I killing myself for? but the whole reason why it's frustrating is Mishima's players, they know their characters are gross. You just have to be insane to make it to that point. And the journey is so fucking annoying that you have to have like a will of steel to do it. And I really like, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I played this game nonstop for like a year almost, and I was just raging all the time. But I can tell
it sounds like it.
Yeah, I'm way better now than I was before. But like even now, I still feel like an amateur just because I can't force a lot of these players to respect me because I have to do insane shit to make them respect me. So like until I can make the other players respect me like consistently, I feel like I'm trashing that game. And it's the same thing as SamSho. Like I don't respect nobody I play unless it's like I know they're good, and it's because they have to. If they can't show me that they know the game mechanics and they can actually like force situations where it makes me like because the whole thing about SamSho is a lot of moments are really ambiguous because sometimes like just throwing a jab can be a parry into death.
Right.
So it's like in Tekken, like it's like Tekken. Like I throw a jab with a Heihachi and I get fucking hop kicked. I lose my shit. I'm like, why the fuck can't I just do jab? It's because the mechanics of the game are built around player versus player. So SamSho's the same way. So it's the same rules as Tekken. If you can't like prove to me that you know the mechanics well enough to like actually force me to like be worry about you, then I'm gonna just do what the fuck I want. So it's the same shit. It's the same shit.
Well, hopefully, I've tried to wrap this up at this point because it's 50. It's about to be 51.
Yeah. Whoops.
Nah, that's all right. Because there's been a lot of good talking here.
I know everyone's going to hear this and think I'm which I am. I'm a crazy guy, but I promise you there's a method to what I'm thinking. And it's like, if you ever need to hear my explanation, I will explain myself, even though it's just going to sound like a bunch of angry yelling. But it comes from the heart, and it comes from like fucking years of experience. It's not just baseless bullshit.
I mean, you got the results to go with it. You got some pretty serviceable results.
In SamSho, I mean, I was getting 4, but like 5, I was pretty good in 5 too. Actually, in the start, I had good results at 5. It's just that like I kind of fell off because I'd stopped playing. But in SamSho, I got really good results because I just have so much time I have so much time put into fighting games that I have so much time put into fighting games, and my method of playing fighting games is perfect for SamSho. So it all worked out in the end. So those results hopefully will keep coming as time progresses. And it's not because I have experience over everyone. I want to be good because I'm good, not because like I've just been playing for so long. So I'm hoping after 7 months, there'll be more people better than me, or at least close to better than me in Georgia. That way I can really learn on how to apply myself instead of just winning just because I have so much experience that there's no way these guys can catch up.
Yeah,
that's how I feel.
Only time we'll really be able to tell with that, man.
Yeah, I want to lose. I want to lose in SamSho and feel like I straight up lost because I just got outplayed. I don't want to lose because I felt like I just didn't know. I want to feel like, damn, this guy knew everything I was gonna do, and I didn't. It's not because I lost because I don't know the matchup. I lost because this dude just fucking outthought me. I just want that. I want that, and like the only person that can do that to me is Base right now. I want more people that can do that in the next coming months. But yeah. Okay, so I'm good. I'm good on talking about that.
All right. I don't even have a way to like chop this off for real, so I'll just say, this is done. Peace.